And here it is, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for watching. This is Justin Leeper, the director, writer, and designer of SmackDown vs. Raw Road to WrestleMania mode for 2009, 2010, 2011. And we're starting off this director's commentary series with the very first game, 2009. And we're starting with the very first story that I wrote, which was Chris Jericho's Road to WrestleMania. It was actually going to be a Bobby Lashley Road to WrestleMania from the beginning because WWE was pushing him. They were still pretty high on their version of ECW at the time. But then we got word that Chris Jericho was coming back, so they asked me, do you want to make him a story? And I said, yes, definitely. So we wrote this, and as you see there, a WWE packaged video package kind of bleeds into some cutscene gameplay and cutscene images, and that was kind of something that I tried to do. It wasn't perfect, but we at least kind of gave the illusion of going from live action to in-game. This was written by me. It was actually written and recorded after most of our other stuff because we realized, hey, wait a minute, we need an introduction. So we came up with this. We motion captured it on a day when Brian Williams was motion capturing gameplay moves, which he does every year for quite a bit of time. And so we have these kind of intros for everyone. I don't know why I'm being so quiet while it's loading. I should actually talk to stop the dead air while it's loading. So we go into the first week, which starts on Monday Night Raw. Ukes put together this cool pyro package, and I think even the camera data and all this stuff to really try and emulate TV programming. We're from New York here, which is where I thought was a good place to start. And we go to King and JR, who are motion captured. We did these as cutscenes. Only in 2009, however, because you see this really helps sell the illusion of the programming, something that you would see if you were watching Monday Night Raw in real life back in 2008, 2009. But I didn't do this for further years because they're just sitting there talking, and we only have so much cutscene budget, so every time somebody's on screen, we pay for every second that they're on screen. And because these guys really aren't doing anything, I thought it wasn't that dynamic, so we got rid of it in subsequent years, but it's a neat little thing that's kind of exclusive to 2009. So let's see who's blowing up our phone here.
I know you want to be in the WWE.
It's Jeff Hardy, not Jeff Harvey.
We'll see which one of us wants it more tonight.
All right. You think you want it more than I do? We'll see. Let's start this match. So a simple singles match to start this story. We kind of start a little bit basic on all these stories, just so we have somewhere to go after that. Chris Jericho with the nice reflective lenticular tights there. And he starts off with two sleeper droppers, which isn't actually quite a cool move that I always wanted to do in my wrestling days, but never actually pulled off. So for those who don't know, I was a pro wrestler, indie pro wrestler from about 2000 to 2004 while I was living in Minnesota. At the same time, I was working for Game Informer magazine, writing for them. Started off on their website, which then got canceled, and then I became a regular editor.
Facing the tough and resilient Jeff Hardy. Resilient is right.
And I was trained by the great Eddie Sharkey, who trained the Road Warriors, trained Jesse Ventura, trained Rick Rude, trained Bob Backlund, Demolition Smash, Sean Waltman, just a ton of guys. And in my class, guys who came a little bit, whoa, that was a fast victory. Guys who came just weeks or months after me were Austin Aries, my good friend since second grade, and Sean Daivari, who of course had time in WWE. All right, that's our first victory. Good start. Jeff Hardy not looking too happy. He shouldn't be. He got beat really quickly. And here's Shane O'Mac.
We now have our 4 competitors for next week's #1 contender, Fatal.
Glad he's not in here taking bumps. Glad he's only an authority figure.
The others are...
So there's that kind of matrixy code harkening back to when Y2J first came in WWE. I think when he made this comeback too, he was using something like that about being the savior. So I thought we'd kind of play off of that. And that was done, that code stuff was done by our cutscene production people, Hydrogen Whiskey. They had an artist on there. So it wasn't really in their wheelhouse, but the guy did a really great job with sound effects and the video and everything. And now we're on our private plane drinking WWE water. Nothing tastes better than water modeled after sweaty guys beating each other up. Headed to Philadelphia, which is not too far from New York. So when I was kind of figuring out where to go next, I looked at the map and booked it almost like a touring manager, figuring out which areas would make sense to go to. Sorry if you can hear the heavy vibration on my controller. Alright, and some reason it skipped that intro, I think because I unplugged the controller, but let's go to this cutscene.
Hey, Junior.
What do you want, Jericho?
Maybe world peace, the jetpack? But why don't you start...
So stuff like that jetpack line, I tried to make it kind of Joss Whedon-esque. You know, what he did with the Marvel Universe dialogue. It's irreverent, but also still some tough talk, and that seemed to be kind of Jericho-esque.
I'm not telling you.
Looking quite tall next to Finlay, though.
Okay, my mistake.
Ha ha ha. I love that little laugh that he does. I don't even know if we scripted that for him or if that was just something he thought would work. And it worked. And what will also work is if we get Finlay to submit. Because Finlay doesn't like to talk as much as he likes to fight. So we have to fight with him first. And who put a chair on the top of a locker? I don't know. Yeah, let's throw him into nothingness. That'll work really well. Almost threw him into that ficus. Now we've got some, this is a good match, is a good example of some of the exclusive audio that we had for some of these matches. Because when Jericho gets Finlay in a submission hold, it's basically like an I Quit match. You can hear him telling Jericho to give up, or telling Finlay to give up, Finlay saying no, or Finlay actually giving up. Ooh, big clothesline there though. He is not ready to give up yet. Big series of punches and kicks and strikes by Finlay, who I'm really a big fan of. I really like that British strong style. There it goes into the bush. Oh, I like that. All right, let's go behind him. Got to get by his feet in order to do the Walls of Jericho. Try and get him to tap out. Try and get him to talk.
Talk. No.
Tap, tap. No, not yet. Had it in there quite a while, too. He is not done. Ooh, spearing me. Don't like that. Finlay is not yet ready to quit. So there's probably some other, some other submission move that he has, that Jericho has, that's not the walls, but, ooh, another spear. At least this time he didn't start punching me. Alright, let's throw him into something. And a senton to the foot. That senton is a little bit wacky. Right into, how about into Maria? Alright, here, we'll tap him out here now. You better start flapping your gums there, Finlay.
Flap your lips. No. Okay.
There we go.
I give up. I'll talk.
Alright, we got him. Now talk.
Now spill it, or I spill you.
Okay, listen, Chris. Don't shoot the...
Finlay doing a good job here on voiceover of seeming vulnerable
Last night
for such a tough guy. It's
envelope
definitely
full of
not in
money,
character, but makes sense in
instructions
this.
to play a DVD after your match.
And playing a DVD is very 2009.
The video?
No, I swear. Ugh.
See Finlay's head almost hitting the side of that
My eye on you.
corner there that's there. When we were making this scene, we didn't really know the dimensions of the locker room. So it's, you can move the models around a little bit, but you still have to have it make sense. So that kind of cut it close. Now, even though we just beat up Finlay, that's not the end of week 2. So the intro, which I accidentally skipped over, would have told you that there is and as Shane alluded to, there's a Fatal 4-Way match coming up, and the winner of that Fatal 4-Way match will go on to Royal Rumble for the championship. I was being kind of merciful when I made this, and it's a elimination Fatal 4-Way. It's not the first one to get a pinfall or submission as the winner.
This is going to be a
Oh, jeez, Randy Orton coming out of the starting gate, and everybody's picking on Jericho.
Only one
All right.
as the #1 contender for the WWE title.
And not just any superstars. Shawn Michaels, Mr. Kennedy,
Oof.
Chris Jericho, and Randy Orton. Four of the toughest competitors out
And I view HBK as kind of the toughest opponent here, so I'm a little bit worried about him.
submission hold locked in.
Uh-oh. Talk about a hole you don't want to find yourself in.
And my targeting is not going very well.
This will
All
rearrange your anatomy.
That released German suplex. So my first gimmick as a indie pro wrestler was Helmut von Strauss, a German shoot fighter. And I never did a German suplex, strangely. I don't know if I didn't feel comfortable doing them or what the deal was, but I just never did a German suplex. And actually, when Austin Aries and I had our first match, he hit me with a German suplex and then taunted me as if, like, see, he's German and he can't even do that. All right, good. We got Shawn down. Shawn down.
After his altercation with Finlay earlier.
One of these three superstars gave Finlay that tape.
I have no clue.
Oh,
But
he fell down.
whoever's messing
Okay, we
with
better restore
Jericho
those
will
finishers.
learn that's a surefire way to catch a beat.
Let's get him up and give him an enziguri.
He isn't fooling around here, JR.
Hey,
Camera's really favoring Orton
maybe it
and
was him
Ken
and
here.
him alone that created the thing.
So you mean the Irishman's
Nope.
full of blarney?
Now, Ken Anderson, who went by Kennedy here,
There's the pin.
Kennedy, he was a guy from Minnesota. He came up the same time that me and Aries and Daivari did, except he was in Green Bay, whereas we were in Minnesota. And I crossed paths with him a time or two. He and I had a match in Green Bay when he worked at ACW, I think it was called. And they had a really hot crowd. They were working out of a volleyball bar, strangely. And so the ring was set up in sand.
Who's it going to be? Mr. Kennedy?
But they would pack in probably 400 people. And it was winter the time that I worked Ken. All right, 3 count. He's done. And so I was waiting in the back, and it's a very busy locker room. It was a big roster of people. So I'm sitting there before my match, and a lot of times with nerves, I just have to go to the bathroom before my matches. And there's really nowhere to go, so I went outside in the snow and I peed. And then had my match with Ken, and he won, and he hit me with the Kenton Bomb, which was his version of the Swanton Bomb, and he landed right on my bladder. So fortunately, I had peed before the match, otherwise I definitely would have peed myself. I mean, there's no question. But I didn't. I didn't pee myself, I just got beat by him. And the better man won that night, I'm telling you.
Countered that one perfectly.
And hopefully the better man will win here.
Did you see that?
That better man being Chris Jericho.
Just bursting. Here's a code breaker.
Oh, Ken being a little taunty. Neither of those guys are really all that hurt right now. Let's hope that they go after each other.
He's
So I can be a
not
little
feeling
taunty.
too threatened, JR.
Oh, Ken did not even fall for that. That forearm didn't even take him off his feet.
Come on now, that was just uncalled for.
The ref is being attacked by bees, ladies and gentlemen.
And bam! He knocks the opponent down.
What a fierce kick.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What a cold break.
So he's in the yellow and the orange.
This could be a pinfall.
Probably not enough. No, it is enough. All right. Me and you, Randy. Take some knees in the bread basket.
Damage with the knee.
And then we're stomping a mud hole in.
Just one kick there with a combination of blows.
Get up.
And there's the flying
That was
forearm.
weird.
Oh, you
Just
can
plain
see
weird.
the pain in their eyes from that
Couldn't
vicious
get him.
chop. Oh, and the knee connects.
Got him pretty square in the ring. Oof. And if you look back at that audience, they are not looking that good. Even the front row there looks super pixelated.
Y2J
Not sure what's going
slept
on there.
on the walls of Jericho.
But he taps out. All right.
That's the match.
So that's us winning that Fatal 4-Way.
Chris Jericho,
Going on to Royal Rumble, where we're going to take on the champion, John Cena.
he's only got to beat one at Royal Rumble.
So this here is actually a quote-unquote generic Ukes winning cutscene, so it doesn't take out from my cutscenes. I just ask them to use these sometimes, just as you would win an exhibition match or something, and then throw that exclusive announcer commentary on top of it, talking about the match, talking about what's going on in the future. And that worked out really well because then I didn't have to waste any of my cutscene budget. That way I can afford things like luxury planes. And I'm a serial compulsive saver. If there's an option for me to save, I'm almost always going to do it. So I'm sorry that you have to sit through these. Ukes and this series was not really known for exciting looking text boxes or information boxes. As we went on, I think it was either 2011 or 2010 where I told Ukes no more black boxes with white text. I was kind of done with it, and then I think they ended up making like gray boxes with blue text and took a little chunk out of one side of the box, so it was not a perfect box, which made me laugh. I enjoyed working with those guys. You know, we were always under the gun. So here you see WWE Divas. I love to put some kind of pictures in here if I wasn't talking directly about the storyline to let you know that there's other stuff going on in the WWE universe that isn't related to your character at the time.
We don't have another short circuit.
Phone's blowing up again. We are popular.
Eye on me, Jericho. You'll have an up-close view tonight when you and I battle in
Now, would I really give Finlay my
for that eye.
phone number, my personal contact information? I don't think that's safe. But he's going to talk tough, and we're going to check our note to self. I guess I didn't punish Finlay enough last week. If I pin him tonight, he won't want to fight me again anytime soon. That's Jericho giving himself some motivation, and our first example of a clear condition, a win condition, for a bonus. What's the bonus? Hopefully I'll be able to show you.
It was 2 weeks ago that Chris Jericho and Jeff
I wanted to give some cool unlocks to everybody. Reasons to maybe, these stories aren't super long. I mean, I know there's a lot of them, but I wanted to give people a reason to maybe play a match again or play a match a little differently. Ooh, superplex. Superplex, sure.
These guys are fighting Finlay and Snitsky.
That was my wife.
Clothesline.
One of her many nicknames is Mopes.
Flexing his muscles now and showing his true power.
Chris
Yeah.
Jericho won a grueling
And she calls me
fatal
Jack
four-way
Gassou.
match against the Heartbreak. Jericho with the cold
All right,
breaker.
we're doing good with Finlay now. We got him down pretty good. It's going to be easy night for you, Jeff Hardy. Oh, vintage. Vintage Jericho. Oh, that was cool. Wow. All right. Digging that. Let's just make sure that he's not able to pin and not able to tag.
The problem is,
Mr. Not My Fault Snitsky.
And that obstacle goes by the name Snitsky.
There's nothing small about Snitsky.
And he should be pretty well done. Let's try and pin him now. See what happens.
He may get the 3 count here.
Oh, and okay. No, Snitsky put a stop to that. Fair enough.
What a kick that was.
And we should be going for another... Why is Finlay fired up?
What a vicious shot.
I don't like that.
He's going in for the
Pow. Okay.
Good night.
Yeah, start bleeding. Yeah, get in there, Jeff Hardy. There you go. Run interference for me. Doing a dive to the outside. Camera's more focused on this. 1, 2, 3. All right.
That's all she wrote.
And there's a win for Team Jericardi. They're very happy, but it's keeping their distance from one another in this generic win cutscene. And oof, Finlay bleeding. Man, that, I don't know if in programming did anybody ever start bleeding from the code breaker? I don't know, but it does a lot of head damage. And you can see in that Shane O'Mac jersey there, that's that character model, crowd model is based on Corey Ledesma, the creative director at the time, and during my entire tenure. So he was the guy that kind of worked with me on crafting the first road to WrestleMania. So there we go. We beat Finlay, and we won the WCW roster and the WCW belt. I wasn't much into rosters, but the belt is super cool. The 10 pounds of gold. So happy to have that in some capacity. And happy to get the win, and moving on to week 4 and the go-home show before the Royal Rumble. So I broke these storylines kind of into acts, a 3-act structure, where the first act ends at Royal Rumble, the second act ends in the second pay-per-view whose name escapes me, and then the third act culminates at WrestleMania, of course. And now Raw's coming from Lexington, Kentucky, a town that I spent quite a bit of time in. Not a huge fan of Kentucky, but Lexington's a pretty nice place. Kentucky's nice if you enjoy horses and green hills. But not horse sushi, which they actually have here in Japan, and I have not tried it yet because I don't get drunk. And I think you actually need to be pretty drunk to decide to try horse sushi. So JBL's got himself a title, good for him. He doesn't really play much of a role in 2009 in any of these storylines that I can remember. But, of course, he has that feud with HBK in 2010, which I was pretty happy with, especially when, before that game release, well, I'll talk about that on that story. Alright, boy, I got another phone call. I really had a lot of voicemails this story.
I want you to realize this. If you become the champion, then you and I will become really close. Because after I...
Alright, Shawn Michaels doing some encouragement and some tough talk. These two have quite a past together. Their WrestleMania match was pretty darn amazing. Let's see if this match will be equally amazing. I kind of hope not. I kind of hope I finish him off pretty quick and move on to the pay-per-view. What do you think? I can't hear you. Love that release German suplex. That's got to do quite a bit of damage too, don't you think? Move, ref, get out the way.
Can't look beyond their opponents tonight. Chris Jericho's fought a hard road to earn the number 1.
Maybe too early to go to the top. Oh, yep. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Shawn Michaels.
And I can tell you, that fact not lost on HBK. You gotta think he wants to pay Jericho some measure.
I guess the only thing he can do there is do the mud hole stomp.
Educated feet.
Just listen to his body
Let's
crash
get him
into
off
the
the code
ground.
breaker. Nope, he's not ready yet. Nope, he's not ready yet. Nope, he's not ready
You
yet.
hear the impact on that kick?
Look at this. Here it comes.
I enjoy Shawn Michaels' tights here, his pants. They're pretty darn cool. I appreciate the fact that they're not brown. If If you remember, he wore some brown trunk or brown pants during his one of his comebacks, and not a good look. Brown pants just aren't great for wrestling gear. But Jericho's pants are great, and he's saying, "Look at those inseams." Oh, that was a weird sliding elbow.
What a nasty elbow. Styles McMahon.
All right, we've got the the Heartbreak Kid, pretty much where we want him. So let's do a little vintage Jericho springboard drop kick.
That's right. I think these are two of the most driven.
Do I go over? Do I do it? Do I do it? Yes, I do. Of course I do. Come on. Boom, and landed. Took a little bit out of me as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's run away, run away. And if you know the Jericho storyline in, was it 2011, Jericho does a lot of running away. He was a heel, being chased by a Terminator of a man in Triple H trying to win his championship. And that was fun, doing the kind of chicken shit heel champion storyline. Something that I don't think you've seen too much in these games.
Michaels wins the Royal Rumble, and Jericho defeats Cena. This might actually be the WrestleMania main event.
But you know, this story, like I said, was originally Bobby Lashley's story, and it plays into Bobby's past in the military. So I wanted to kind of do that and then do sort of a... Well, I don't want to give it away if you've never seen it. So we'll talk about that a little later. Oh, nice roll-up. Of course, the rope break. There we go. That should do it. That should do it, folks. Stick a fork in him, he's done, as the late Gorilla Monsoon used to say. Uh-oh.
What a reversal. And there's the cover.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
That was like 2
Whoo.
JR.
See, Shawn's got these cocky kind of abilities. There we go, but that's it. Love that moonsault goes into a pin, but that is not enough. HBK resilient. Not Brazilian, resilient. But he eats yet one more. I'm not even going to drag him. He's not going to get rope breaked. Spank my butt, ref. Spank my butt, ref. Spank it 3 times, I don't care. And there is the win. And we are going into Royal Rumble on a huge roll of momentum, a huge wave of momentum. Jericho feeling great, as well he should. Yeah, get up on top there. Let him know. Let him see the underarms. Let him smell the degree. And like that, somebody comes and ruins Jericho's celebration. He is not looking happy. I don't blame him. Maybe we'll get a little bit more into this mystery at the Royal Rumble. But for now, stewardess, can I have my hot hand towel and pillow, please? And just keep the WWE branded water coming, please. No, I don't want any of the NASCAR branded water. That's got dirty connotations. But WWE water, that's the crisp, cool, mountain fresh flavor that I love. All right, and we are now welcome to St. Louis, Missouri. Is that where we went here for the Royal Rumble? I don't know if that's actually where the Royal Rumble took place this year, but it seemed to make sense to me. St. Louis is the home of my good friend Bill Shields, who's a mentor of sorts and a former pro wrestler himself. And Bill loved playing Harvest Moon. He loved it so much he went and bought himself a farm, and then he learned that chickens could not swim, so all 9 of his chickens died during the flood. But love you, Bill. Here's another one of these. You get a nice little king smirk there on his model, in his weird sweatsuit with the bedazzled crown.
John Cena is an imposing roadblock in his path.
I like those. I like those scenes. I like cutscenes with action a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go to it. Maybe I should have saved. Maybe I should have not. But we're taking on Super Cena and his magic jean shorts.
Time for Chris Jericho to get here, but it was worth
I've met Cena a couple times during my journalist days, and he always seemed like a really good dude. You know, it can be said that when you're the top of your world, it's easy to be a good dude. But I mean, he seems to really love wrestling. Good actor. I really loved him in was it Trainwreck with I forget what her name is, but Bill Hader was in there, as was LeBron James. Oh, sorry, Ref.
Those ominous messages.
Amy Schumer.
Jericho must be in the back of his mind during this matchup.
They better keep those messages out.
I'm digging the Irish whip here. I don't know why I do that so much, but it's some cool offense that comes from it.
What impact!
Oh, and he was falling down, but I still was able to put on the code breaker on him. All right, let's run at it.
Just listen to his body
Boom.
crash into the
Hop
ground.
up top.
This is a
Up
historic
and
night.
strike does this
Only
nice. Oh no!
more momentous with each
Oh no!
passing
Let's
match.
run away! Run away!
Tonight,
Nope.
the
Well, the
winner
spinning
of
heel
the
kick was
Royal
cool,
Rumble
but
was none other than the Phenom himself, the Undertaker.
I don't know how I did that.
And what a rumble that was! The dead man outlasted.
And now you can
30
hear
of
the
toughest
Japanese,
superstars in the
doorbell.
WWE and came out on top. I still have goosebumps from that one.
And that was a package delivery. It's Christmas Day, but they still deliver packages on Christmas Day. They also deliver packages on Sunday here. Tokyo is really the biggest metropolis in the world, but it still has kind of some of that small town thing. I mean, Japan, the island, is not all that big. And me with the Irish whip again. What is up to? Boom!
Now that was just
Boom!
uncalled for.
That forearm does not take guys down too much.
If Chris Jericho beats John Cena tonight, it'll be a short.
So the guy in green in the front row there, that guy's based on Brian Williams. As I said, he's one of the other designers. He worked with the game a long time, but he's holding up a sign that's not a real sign.
1, 2, there's the kick out. I thought that was it for sure. And just
So he has that invisible sign up, either that or he's just kind of cheering.
No fear whatsoever. What an amazing
Oh, there's the bees in the face of the ref again. All right, Cena's pretty hurt. Let's finish this off. 2. No, he's still kicking out. But we've got him where we want him.
And he lights up his opponent's chest with that chop. Jericho with the code breaker.
All right, let's pin him here. Let's win this championship. 1, 2. No, Cena again. Now I'm not very happy with that, ref. Oh. Hey, who's this guy? Who are you? Leave me alone. Hey, whoa, what you doing there, man? Nope. Leave Cena alone. Whoa, the float over.
Well,
Hey,
this one's
he attacks Cena to cost me the darn title. Now stop this malarkey. Chunk. With the big lead pipe.
a horrible end to an otherwise great broadcast. The nerve of that masked assailant.
And the masked man is related to all this crazy code. Championship dreams have been shut down thanks to that mysterious guy. Cena doesn't know what happened. And Chris Jericho's staring at his eyelids. The plot thickens. Back on the plane to lick our wounds. And also, I think this is a good time to stop part 1 of the Chris Jericho Road to WrestleMania SmackDown vs. Raw 2009 really long name director's commentary video playthrough. Hey, I really want to thank you for tuning in and watching. This is the first of what I sure hope will be many. This is my 4th time trying to upload this, so hopefully it'll go off without a hitch and you'll be watching this and listening to this properly. It's Christmas here in Tokyo. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and I hope that you and your family are healthy and happy for not just now, but going into 2020 as well. And I hope that you tune in again to watch part 2 and 3 and all the other stuff. And give me a thumb to the eye, aka a thumbs up on this. Subscribe so you'll know when I put out new ones. And even, hey, follow me on Twitter at JustinLeeper_yo. Throw a comment if you want to say something to me. I'm very good about getting back to well thought out comments. I'm pretty good about getting back to not well thought out comments. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.
Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho!